Yeah, so what's up? I mean, so what would you have done if I hadn't had my hat on now? Wow. Hey folks, what's up? It's Antonio Pomares of the Hungry Bleak Show. Thank you very much for watching, however you're watching, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I was just taking a phone call. It's a business thing. That's why I had to use an old phone, so I can't be tracked. It's a big, it's a very hush hush. It's very important. Um, so how are y'all doing? Awkward segue. How's your week been? Really? I hadn't realized that. And loved ones, kids, how were they? Everybody. Okay, all right. No, I'm very. How was work? Did that thing happen that you thought was going to happen? You were right. You were right. You're always right about that stuff, aren't you? You're always right about that stuff. I'm so proud of you. Seriously. Have you eaten? Have you drank water today? Did you? Okay. Did you have the coffee? I told you about that coffee. It's going, it's going. It's not. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Anyway, welcome, folks. Another live episode because, truthfully, I don't like doing live episodes. I much prefer to do recorded episodes, but I want to make myself more comfortable with doing live episodes and doing live things because I want to do some live stuff coming up in the next 12 months. I want to do some live stuff, like live stuff. So I want to do this. It feels very organic. It's nice. I get to have that conversation with you. We get to have the connection, the conversation, the talking, and everything. And it's great. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I do have some tea. I have not drank it in the last few minutes because I drank the tea and it was hot and it was too hot. Like I'm a grown ass man. Anytime a sentence starts out with "I'm a grown ass man, dog," you know something stupid is about to happen. So as I was saying, I'm a grown ass man, dog, and I drank the tea and it burnt the inside of my chest. Um, so whatever was on the inside is gone now. It has to heal back. It has to It has to regenerate, and I have to rejuvenate because I burnt all this off. Everything that was inside my chest is on fire right now. I burned my tongue too. I gave out a bit of a squeal, um, and I didn't know what to do with myself at that moment. It's not the first time this week that I have let out some type of noise that if you did not know me, you wouldn't know what was going on. Earlier this week, I went outside and I was doing laundry, and I hit my toe on a piece of wood. You know, I hit my toe because my voice just cracked a little bit when I said I hit my toe. And I'm gonna be real with you. I let out a noise that I didn't know I could make. I did not know that, and it scared me as a human being because I didn't know human beings, let alone myself, could make that noise. And I got a little scared. I may have shed a couple of tears, and then I went on about my day doing my laundry because I need clean drawers. Clean drawers is like, that's part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or to the universe. A towel, but they didn't let you know about the drawers. You need clean drawers to get into places. They don't really tell you about that. Anyway, so yeah, so let's talk some comics. Yeah, you will notice I did shave. Yeah, I was like shave my head. I was like, let me shave my face. I shaved my armpits. I was like, then I shaved. No, we don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about comics. There were some great stuff that came out this week. And last there's I feel like comics have really jumped this kind of uh at the things I read anyway have kind of jumped this point where, remember at a time where you read the first issue and it was great, it was awesome, it pulled you in, then sometimes the comic would start to decline over a while. I found that that like your issue number one, your first issue are great and awesome, and they're hitting you and they're pulling you in, and then the second issues are just getting even more into it and more in depth, and so on and so forth. Every issue grabs you so much that when the series ends, you're like, oh damn, wait, hold on. I mean, everything can be cleared away. They could have closed up all of the storylines and gotten rid of all loose ends as far as storytelling and such that. But because they've built such an incredible world and all the characters excuse me, and everything that's involved, they're becoming more and more engrossing, which I love. And I'm very, very happy about that because there's a lot out there to read, and it's like it's detrimental almost to your health to try to read everything because you can. It's similar to wrestling. There's so much wrestling going on right now, and incredible wrestling between Impact, which will soon become, I believe, at the end in January, it will go back to being its TNA wrestling, which it hasn't been in like maybe 10 years, or maybe a little less than 10 years or so. Around then, you've got your WWE, you've got your AEW, you've got MLW, you've got New Japan Pro Wrestling, you've got uh, GCW, you've got what else is there? There's so many companies out there. If you try to watch all the wrestling, your head will literally explode. Not literally, but it'll explode. I don't know why I said literally. I don't. That was hyperbolic. That wasn't necessary. But it is. So nowadays, I feel like comic book creatives, writers, artists, anchors, letterers, editors, everybody is stepping up their game so much because they know that they have to. It's a wild market out there, so they have to really step it up, and they're doing it so much. In incredible world building, depth of characters, art is just becoming incredible. I mean, as if it weren't already. Everything is just stepping up, and I love it. I love to see it because it's incredible, and I love the art form. So, actually, first, what we're going to do is we're going to go with Kickstarters because there's always a bunch of Kickstarters. I love me some Kickstarters. Got to get the Kickstarters because they're very important to do, as always. And there's always so many of them. That's why I try to tell you which ones are out there, which ones to check out, which ones to really get into because there's so many of them. So the first one we're going to go with, excuse me, is from the great folks over at Unstoppable Comics. This is New York versus the World. This is basically a story of New York, like 15 years after a zombie apocalypse. You know how New York is. New York is going to do what New York's going to do. Obviously, New York is its own world. And this is going to be for issues 1 through 3. As we're speaking of right now, it's at $7.98. Folks, I'm telling you, Ensemble Comics is one of those comic companies, of publishers that are incredible because they are literally a family business. The face that you may know mostly with Ensemble is J.D. Rosario, and the incredible empire that he's building with Unstoppable Comics and the different titles that he has. He has superhero. He has this one, which is horror, apocalyptic. There's Styx, which is another one, which is a really cool one with vampires and zombies and Frankenstein type characters, lichen, werewolves. Great. So they've got this incredible range of titles. They even have Limbo, which is the first one that they're publishing that isn't being written by JD. I think it's incredible, to be publishing someone else's work. That's a big step and awesome. This is a comic that, excuse me, this is a publisher that does incredible things. So as you go through all the different tiers, you'll see that you're able to go through and get some of their past works. Between, like, you have Dragonstorm, you have Interceptor, Storm Chasers, which is like their superhero titles and vigilante titles. Between that and the great add-ons, you'll be able to go through their entire library of works, as well as being able to catch up if you do not know about New York versus the World, and get that latest issue, number 3. So definitely check this out. People over at Unstoppable are incredible, and like I said, it's great because it's a family type business. Literally, it's a family business. At New York Comic Con, like I said, J.D. Rosario, he was having his birthday on Friday. They had cake, they had some libations, what have you, and they just had a really great time there. And you can tell because they're working, but it's also a family that's working. And if you've ever seen a family work together on something that is like a family business, it's beautiful. And I love seeing that. I love seeing the fact that, because normally when you think about family business, you think of like a hardware store, you think of a deli, you think of like, like quote unquote mom and pop shops like that. Well, Ensemble Comics is a mom and pop shop. Just so happens that they do comics, and that's incredible and that's amazing, and I love that. And I love, like, I've actually watched them do their thing at at uh at New York Comic Con. I apologize, folks. My tongue is still not there from that horrible 5 alarm fire burn that I got from my tea. And watching them work was incredible, and I truly enjoyed it and loved it. And I love seeing the interaction that they have, having fun, but also getting people in, seeing what's behind the counter as far as, like, what they've got for T-shirts and everything. It's beautiful, and they've always got something. I mean, they've got pins, which I'm starting to get into pins. I don't know if anybody's seen my bag ever, if you've ever seen me out, but I have these pins. I love pins now for some reason. Small ones, small enamel pins, push pin on the back. I don't like the ones the old kind where you got to open and fold. I don't like them so much, but I do have a couple of those that I got from JHU from years ago, Black Panther ones. But yes, go check out New York versus the World. As always, folks, anything that I'm discussing, I'll have the link in the episode description, so you can go check it out, see what's going on, pledge, and get some great comics. They've got print, digital. You'll also see some T-shirts there, some mugs. I mean, not excuse me, but like pint glasses for your libations or juice, almond milk, whatever it is. They've got it there. So go and check out New York versus the World on Kickstarter. Next one that you need to check out at Kickstarter is Shook. Excuse me. Songs of the Dark Sirens. This is incredible. This is why I am a huge fan of this one. Not just because it's horror and it's an anthology, which I do love horror anthologies. I think they're great. I love them in TV shows like Creep Show and what was it? Cabinet of Curiosity or something like that. I can't remember what it was. So many damn shows nowadays. But the fact that it's horror and it's an anthology and it's Black women, Black female presenting are like the faces that you see as part of this. So we have so many. Let's get down to that again. See, the art is just, I love that art. The shading and the coloring, absolutely, bro. And this is from Marcus H. Roberts, who amazing. I'm glad that he's doing this again. We've got so many. Look at the face. Colleen Douglas. Micheline Hess. You already know. Micheline will be on next week's episode. It will not be live, but she will be here next Friday. Friend, incredible writer, artist, one of the best people possible. So sweet, so nice, and just incredibly funny and creative. Awesome person. Julie Anderson, another one. Art is always incredible. I love her art. She did the art, I believe. I'm trying to remember which show it was. I think it may have been for Virtuous Con one year. She did the banner art for it, which is awesome. Aletha Martinez, yes, I mean, run it all the way down. Rebecca Wanzo. I mean, this is a litany list. Look at the hitters. The hitters are just lining up. Incredible. This is the second volume of Shook that they're doing for a horror anthology. This one, again, headed up by Black women, Black female presenting people. I love it. It's amazing. I'm excited to get in on read this one. You still have 12 days to do this one. They're at $10,252. They need to get to 20,000. They've got 89 backers. Who's gonna be number 80? Give them number 80, folks, and let these people know what is going on, because that is what is up, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, they're going to have a lot of great tiers as well. I believe there's a tier where you could actually get the first one as well, along with the second one. Excuse me, which is awesome. Yep, they've got Shook. You can get digital or physical copies of it. I think mine is a digital copy. Digital is usually easier for me right now, but I think I might actually upgrade to the digital, to the physical as well, because I love having that physical. So if I see someone out who is a part of it, I can have them sign it, because that means a lot to me. They've also got T-shirts. I'm trying not to get any more T-shirts, although I did get a T-shirt the other day in the mail from a Kickstarter from a few months ago. But T-shirt may be a part of it. I'm looking at mugs now too, because y'all know I love some mugs and some ridiculously hot tea. So yeah, go check out Shook. Like I said, Songs of the Dark Sirens. This one is going to be another banger, and with the creatives that I've seen on this, three names alone who I know their work a lot because I've bought their books continuously. And when I see their names, I always perk up. The other names I'm not familiar with, but now that I see them and I know them, I'm gonna be checking them out because whenever I see the name or I hear it, it's gonna perk up. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna go in and check out whatever's going on. That's what I love. I love being introduced to new creatives through works like anthologies. That's why I like anthologies because they can introduce you to people that you haven't heard of. And you go, oh, I love their art. I love their writing. I love their editing. I love their lettering. I love their coloring, whatever it is. I love that. Let's run it. Let's do it. All right. The next one is The King's Domain. This is, excuse me, my goodness gracious, The King's Domain. This is from 615 Comics. This is about Amari King, former world champion fighter with a tragic past, uses his money and resources to stop animal cruelty as the hero Mahes. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. This was the company that did Ivor Long, I believe was the title that I got from them. I think that was the name of it. And I absolutely loved it. It was awesome. I loved the action. Story was great. Colors were bold and striking. The art had a kinetic feel to it, and it was a great, nice, simple first issue, but still gave you enough about a young woman trying to find her parents and being confronted by a test subject, a failed experiment, let's say, who comes to her as she is one of these experiments that was actually a success. And that's where her powers come from, and they're triggered and they're linked and triggered by her emotion, especially her anger, which I love. That you've got again physical, digital. You can go through. I love when Kickstarters have great names for their tiers, like the King's iPad, the King's suit, the King's gold suit. I love that. I think that's really just it's just again, it's a little detail, little nuances. I like little things like that. It just makes it like, oh yeah, well I got this tier. It kind of makes you feel like a little bit more of whatever, but yeah, it's fine. And it was Evora Lee, excuse me, Evora Lee, A New Breed #1, which is the one that I reviewed maybe a month or so ago. I don't know why I'm doing this, as if this is to tell you that it was back then. I don't know. Back in the day, I don't know. I'm gonna try this tea and see if I don't burn my mouth again. Didn't burn my mouth, but my tongue is still incredibly sore. I don't even know where to go with that joke. I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. Yeah. So you have this. You're able to get Evora Lee #1 as well as the King's Domain as well. This is some of the work that was done on it, which I love. A nice strike. I love the night shots and the color. You get a list of the characters as well. You got a pet lion. You know, black folks will get a pet lion and name them something wild, give them the blackest name possible. Riley Charles Montgomery Jordan will be the lion's name. This lion's name is Fury, but you know what I mean. We will name some animals. Won't make no sense. So we have these characters here. Love the character designs. I'm always a fan of character designs, seeing how they come up with characters, the way they dress. Characters' fashion is very interesting to me. Always. I don't know why, but seeing the clothes that characters wear and seeing how their clothes fit into their personality, their possible powers or fighting ability, always is interesting to me. Like that whole character design purpose of why those clothes, what makes you think of that, and how they can be so different. Not having them all dressed the same, but characters having such different fashion senses. I absolutely love that. Just a little thing that I notice at times. I love that, and I don't mean just their possible superhero garb, but their everyday their everyday like regular clothes. Like I really love that. I love seeing those different designs. Still my favorite two characters. I wish I had their fashion sense. Is Spencer Dales from Excellence. I think I mention Excellence every episode, and it's ridiculous. It's almost sacrilege, but it's not. And Miles Morales. There's a particular issue of Miles Morales. I remember which one where I see him walking with, I believe, his younger sibling, a girl he's talking to that he wants to date, or that dating, or they're trying to get to that point. And I was just like, damn, I wish I could dress like that. Then I remembered I'm like 45 and I gotta chill. I gotta chill. But Spencer Dale's, I think, just the way, just the whole, yeah, just the whole urban mage, uh, and plus it's Kari Randolph, whose art is always just diabolically fun. So yeah, so please go and check out The King's Domain. This is from 615 Comics. I enjoyed Evora Lee, so I definitely want to see what The King's Domain has. And I love the premise of going and trying to stop animal cruelty using, not like, a certain um, billionaire in Gotham who just uses money to beat up homeless people and drug addicts, but taking the money and trying to do something against animal cruelty and becoming this vigilante like that. I think that's a really cool idea, so I want to see where that goes. Sue me. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't. So those were the Kickstarters for this week. Please go and check them out. Great stuff is still going on with them. Like I said, and they're all deserving of your funding. If you don't have the money right now, I understand sometimes the pockets are heavy, or the pockets are, or actually no, the pockets are light. Even the pockets are light because your soul is heavy with everything that you got going on. Don't worry about it. It happens. We all go through those spells. Hey, copy and paste, share it on social media, share it on your Facebook, share it wherever. If you don't have the money to do it because of share, if you don't have the money, you share it. 5 people see the post, maybe 3 of them will go and yep, that just happened too. I'm having a really off day, folks. Those 3 people will go. They'll be able to, maybe 2 of them will be able to put in that third person or share it, and so forth and so forth. Because word of mouth is our biggest way of advertising these days. Social media can be used as a great tool for advertising. So these Kickstarters are very important. You're helping someone to fund and create their dream, their project, the thing that can take them to another point, take them to another level, not just personally, but also financially, and also creative wise, and also gets their name out there even more. So it's very, very important. All right. Thank you very much, folks. That was just me trying to be whatever I am right there. I don't know. So, and we'll be right back after this message from the incredible people over at Planeta Blue. This is a comic coming out on November 1st, I believe. This is from author is Tim Blessed. Michael Laricia is the illustrator. Van Jones doing the introduction. So why don't you just stick around for a second and check out this video from them. Cool. I'll see you in a bit. And that was that. Awesome, right? I love doing these spots and showing you guys new stuff that's coming out, or someone who's got their thing going, their whole business flow. I love it. It's so incredible to be able to share that, and I love this pilot program that I'm doing to just show people stuff out here. Everybody's got something going on, whether it's a comic, whether it's a business, whether it's a novel that they've got coming out, whether it's a comic book shop that they're going to open up. Everybody's got something, and if I can do my little bit and let people know about it, why not? I think that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? All right. So next up, we've got reviews. We've got a lot of reviews, more reviews than I thought I was going to be doing, but I'm going to make them as short and sweet as I possibly can, much like me. Although I don't know if I'm very sweet. Maybe tangy. I don't know. There's a joke there somewhere. Never mind. So, first up, I don't know where the hell I was going with that one. I really don't know. Horrible, absolutely horrible. I should be ashamed of myself, but I don't usually care, to be honest with you. So, first up, excuse me, we've got is we're going to do The Wounded 2. All right, now some of you know this. I had Nigel Lynch on maybe a couple of months ago when he was doing the Kickstarter for The Diary of Stray Dogs, The Wounded 2 issue, where it's kind of the beginning of The Diary of Stray Dogs and how all these mercenaries came about. And we see the origin of it, which I loved. I thought it was really cool to do that. So I'm happy that it happened, and it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, I'm not able to show you the art. I apologize. I apologize for that. Something's going on with my Google right now and my laptop. I don't know, but let me tell you about this. We've got a creator and writer is Nigel Lynch, like I was saying. Illustrator. This is illustrated by Juan Carlos Francisco. Colored by Miriam Yasser. Lettered by Pete Moss. What was that name? Moss. Don't know why, but it's just a very, very cool name. All right, so this is the story of Shani and how she, at the end of issue 1, we see her starting off to create this island, um, uh, uh, the Bellacourt Maroons, and it's a great jumping off point because you see everything she's been through, all the trials and tribulations. You see her lose someone that she cares for very much and loves, and how that despair and that hurt and that pain, and how she decides to take all that and just go, okay, cool, turn it off. And she goes, okay, cool, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start this. And she amasses mercenaries for this island. And this is where you get stray dogs. Stray dogs, as Nigel was saying, stray dogs is another term for mercenaries, or stray dogs could actually be thought of as Ronin also, who are masterless samurai. They have no master, no one to actually serve. So they just go and do whatever they want, good and bad. Mercenaries are, for hire, but they can have moral compass. And this is the year 2036, so that's not really far off, truthfully. So if the future was kind of like this, I wouldn't be mad. And then the story, we see more of what's happened there. It's I kind of like seeing stories like this. First off, again, like Nigel was saying, and I really agree, this is a huge point. We don't see a lot of Caribbean protagonists, like leads of stories, that is not some type of joke, or it's not like, usually these characters aren't played for laughs. They're played for laughs as far as like a really horrible accent, a ridiculously loud shirt. They're the person that can get whatever you need to get, like through like black market means or dark web or whatever, something like that. So to see a Caribbean character or a black female presenting Caribbean protagonist in a cyberpunk-esque story, you don't get very often. So that was beautiful. And seeing how everything comes about, and Shani's venturing into becoming, or into creating the Maroons, is beautiful. And also painful, because this is a world of a lot. This is a world of violence, because again, mercenaries, they do what they got to do, but it also dives into the cyberspace part of it. And it, in a way, it gave me a little bit of a distinction about like the addiction that we do have to the internet and to cyberspace, and how it can be, I'm dropping everything and it's ridiculous. Ridiculous day. That's what happens when you shave off, the goatee. Is like you start losing your powers of being able to hold things. And you see like how it affects kids in this world. And it made me think about kids in our world, and how they're kind of almost like a pneumatic trigger, because you have to go check your likes, go check your notifications, and go check this, go check that, checking continuing. So it kind of made me think of that when I was watching, when I was listening, when I was reading this. But it kind of did feel like I was watching an animated thing, which I like. I love that feeling of, oh, it goes from a comic to being almost an animated feature in my head. I love that. I want to see more from Shawnee, and I know I will because uh, Nigel and Beyond um, uh, Caribbean Publishing are doing incredible things with the Dire Stray Dogs, and I know this is going to be a whole universe that they're creating, especially with the Critical Tasks Ops Force. I believe I said it correctly. Critical Ops Task Force. I know it has a really long name, and they narrowed it down, but I was like, I really enjoyed that. So seeing that whole world of mercenaries, and seeing how Shawnee starts this world, and still the trauma that she's going through from seeing this man that she loves killed, and how that can affect you, even though you're creating this 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 nation and creating almost in a way your own family to protect not just yourself but your heart, because this nation is now your heart, and you're amassing this kind of army together. I think it's great. So yes, go and check out, excuse me, the Wounded. This is the Dire Stray Dogs, The Wounded 2. Number one is incredible. Number two just builds off of that and just gives you even more depth of a story. And you're just pulled in even more by these characters and what they're doing. Outstanding, outstanding. I love it. I absolutely love it. So next up, we're going to go with is Edenwood. This is from Image. This one's kind of funny because this is from one of my favorites, Tony S. Daniels. Tony S. Daniels, I know, is more of an artist, but I had a great time with. I think this is actually his first writing foray. If I could totally be wrong about that. So this is from Image, obviously. Story and art is Tony S. Daniels. Colors is J. David Ramos. Letters is Nathan Kempf. Editor is Kel Simons. So in this world of Edenwood, well, Edenwood is actually a thing that's growing where witches are, and it's a part of like the Midwest. I want to say I think it was Missouri that they were in. I lived in Missouri for a bit. St. Louis, I actually loved it. Washington, I was on Washington. I was maybe 5 blocks away from Bush Stadium. Really enjoyed it for the time that I was there. Merchant Mart is where I lived. I was in the Loft District. Outstanding, outstanding. And when we come to the story, we're getting this young group of children who are looking for a dog that one of them has lost, and they're twins. It's a girl and a boy. They're twins. You can tell they have white hair. They're twin. Are they twins? I believe that they're twins, or the sister might be a little bit older, and they're looking for the dog in this area they should not be in. All of a sudden, there are booms and booms and booms. Next thing you know, the young girl, her boyfriend is looking for the dog also, and he gets caught in Edenwood, and he ends up becoming like caught up by these demons, because there are demons and there are witches in this world, and the witches are kind of like having this war with the demons, and then you have these beings that are called demon killers that will kill demons. That was kind of anticlimactic. I was it. It was right. Okay, thanks. So you get that. But in this space of Edenwood, 5 minutes could be 5 months to 5 years to 5 minutes. There's no way to really tell until you leave. So as he's going through, he finds this demon killer by the name of Bastille and helps him in there. Meanwhile, the children are still out there looking for this dog. And time goes by, 3 years, matter of fact, time goes by, and Demon Killer thinks that they have found um, the young girl. Her name is Adeline or Adelaide, and turns out it's not her. It's another demon. It's a hidden one. They have different breeds of demons too that can do different things. So Demon Killer ends up killing the demon. But as they're just about to give the final blow, now remember, it's been 3 years. Up come some of these soldiers that are part of the army, the witch army and such like that, and they shoot the demon killer down. And you find out that one of the soldiers is one of the young boys from in the beginning of the story. They've grown up. They've been a part of the army. They're at the Edenwood barrier, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, and then you find out that the one that they've shot is the young boy who was this kid's sister's boyfriend. That is a bit of a gruesome sight. Yes, I do realize that. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It was sometimes, you go from something that's so serious and thought provoking and kind of groundbreaking as well, from The Wounded 2 to something that's a little more fanciful, a little more fun, supernatural, horror. I like that. That makes my that makes my taste buds stand up on air. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that meant. I don't know where that even came from. Made my taste buds stand on end. I have to grow this back. This is, I guess, you know, that's where my power is in my goatee. The more gray hairs I have exposed, the more that my life is better. I guess I don't know if that makes any sense. Does it? Sure. Okay. So yeah, I definitely would check this out. It was a lot of fun. I'm guessing that's going to become a little more gory as you go on because it is kind of um, I want to say a horror supernatural story with action. So definitely, yeah. I don't do a lot of comics that are kind of that are more kid friendly, do I? I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that is. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, check this one out. It's very fun. I had a great time reading it. The next one up we've got is Alan Scott Green Lantern. This was a surprise to me. I was not expecting this, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. This is from obviously DC Comics, and it was just very. It felt nice. It felt nice. So we know Alan Scott was the first Green Lantern, but he was different from the other Green Lanterns. His ring wasn't like it didn't have the limitation of being limited by the color yellow. His weakness was wood, which is kind of weird, but I guess in that essence it makes it's fine. It's fine, whatever. So this is a story about him in the 1930s and 40s and how he's blackmailed by J. Edgar Hoover for being gay. Let's go with the credits first. Writer is Tim Sheridan. Artist is Cian Tormey. Colorist is Matt Herms. Letterer is Lucas Catani. Catoni? Apologies. Go from there. So yeah, we see. It's another Return of Superman. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover has pictures of Scott with with a lover while they're both in the military, in the army. Um, Kind of wondering how he got these candid pictures, but he did, and it was a story. It started out as a love story, but also a story of how am I going to get from under the thumb of J. Edgar Hoover, because Alan Scott was kind of out here doing his own thing. He wasn't out there in the public with the JSA, the Justice League, the Justice Society of America. He was kind of doing his thing at times, and he was like, "No, you need to be part of this team. You need to take more photo ops with this team." So it kind of, yeah, it kind of broke from that of being a more of a love story, and you can kind of figure out the end maybe about 5 or 7 pages before the ending, what have you. But it wasn't what mattered. I loved seeing the fact of this character in this time where you could be blackballed and you could be killed, you could be ostracized, you could be anything could happen to you if you were outed as being gay, even if you were, what was considered to be quote unquote a man's man and being a superhero and having all this power, this incredibly powerful weapon in your Green Lantern ring, and you could still be held to these horrible constraints set by society and hetero norms. But I loved seeing it. Um, I love how this feels like an old school comic in a way from like that time because of the look of it and everything, but just the feel of how it's written, and it felt like a throwback, which I liked, but with kind of the sensibilities of today, because at a certain time, even though we're so much more open to everything now as far as your identity, whether it is sexuality or gender, um, or who you choose to lay down with and who you choose not to lay down with. How many people you choose to lay down with, how many people you choose to be in a relationship with. We're more open to that. Um, there are still times when people can still be forced into a closet and forced and shamed for what they're doing and who they're doing it with and who they're not doing it with. We can still have those moments. So this comic kind of straddled and balanced both sides, which I felt was really good. Towards the end, you can kind of figure out what's going to happen. I wish they had kind of stayed with it more being this love story, which it still may be. This is only issue one, so they still may curve me with that. But I didn't like the end so much with that kind of trope. But I love the fact of seeing Scott in a relationship while he's in the military, wanting to be out but can't be out because of the time, and feeling shamed because he can't be out, and him having that self-loathing, or I shouldn't say self-loathing, but that self-shaming of him saying, I want to be out with you because I love you, I want to be there, but we can't. And you have to watch those moments, those tender moments that you might share, just a little glint in a eye, or just a quick glance that you might share from across the room, in the wrong in the wrong room and with the wrong people, that could be seen and it could be disastrous. Excuse me, folks, I apologize. All this happening in the backdrop of Scott and his lover working on this science project, not in school. I don't know why it's a science project like that, but working on this science experiment on a ship, and it having these dire effects. I'm not going to tell you at the end, but like I said, it kind of I didn't like it so much, but again, it's only the first issue. But yeah, I definitely recommend Alan Scott Green Lantern. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Please go and check it out. I don't know why I said it like that. I apologize. It didn't make any sense. So next up, we've got Amazon's Attack. This is from DC, obviously. Uh, it's about Amazon, so why wouldn't it be from DC? It doesn't make any sense. This comic is to follow Wonder Woman 2, the new Tom King series. Um, this is this comic is in response to what happens to the Amazons after everything that happens in issue two. Actually, issue one, truly, but issue two. And you go from there. Excuse me. So this is written by Josie Campbell. We've got art by Vasco Jolive. Hope I'm saying that properly. Colorist is Alex Guimarães, and letterer is Becca Carey. So Nubia decides to go to uh, the land of man to figure out what's going on, and trying to establish why this is happening, what's going on. And through everything that's going on, she begins to, another Return of Superman promo, she begins to amass this kind of team to, as the Amazons are being told, you have to get out of America, you can't be here. And she begins to amass this team that she didn't plan on to help her figure out what's going on and to stop this and to save the Amazons. The beginning is very actually touching because she leaves her love, Io, who is working on a surprise for her, and you kind of feel that it felt almost like uh, Odysseus before he left, and you kind of feel that, like, I'll be back, but I love you and I don't want to leave, but it had that same feeling, so I really really enjoyed that. um and then she goes to the man, and you see bits of peace, you see people coming to her aid, and you're like, oh boy, and people that you, if you've read um Trial of the Amazons and the coronation, that whole saga which was happening, some of these characters you will know and you will see. um like there's Queen Faruka, who is just incredible. I really loved her. She was giving like this serious energy, and they're like just being like this brawler, brute, fighter, strong, but has this kind of touch side where you want to root for her because you kind of understand some of what she's saying. Then you have the new Wonder Girl from Brazil, Yara Flora, if I'm remembering her name correctly, who is also there. And then you have someone who you would not expect, Mary Marvel, who pops up out of nowhere to help and to save them, because they're being attacked by men who are being like almost hypnotized and they don't know what's going on. And at a certain point, you realize that they're being hunted, and they are now becoming, they're on like this criminals list, and they have to figure out why and what the hell is happening. Absolutely enjoyed it, loved it. I want to see what is going on. I know someone who would probably really dig this, really enjoy this, is a friend and incredible artist, Shanae Williams. Shout out to Shanae Williams, who is a Wonder Woman fan and a Tomb Raider fan, Final Fantasy fan, Destiny fan, like hands down. But when I go into our chat group and I'm like, okay, this just came out for Wonder Woman, she's like, yes. And when I was like, Amazon's Attack, she was like, yes, I have to get that. She got a lot going on right now. Congratulations to you, Shanae, for moving into the new place. You and David, congratulations, Mazel. You guys are going to be great. I'm going to come over one day and make you guys waffles, and then I'm going to put my feet up on your couch. And I'm not going to do what Rick James did, but I'm going to put my feet up on the couch for real. I don't know why I said that, but I did. So there. Next one up. I don't want to show the art for this one because it's hasn't been released yet, but I'll tell you a bit about it because it's awesome. Is the Diary of Sweet Pea, Sons of Adam. This is the second issue in that series. Phenomenal stuff. Absolutely love it. Aleem Leggett, phenomenal job, you and your team. The first issue, like we were talking about when I interviewed you a couple of months back, I'm interviewing everybody. Damn, it really gave a lot of trauma to this story of basically a father and a daughter trying to get together after this attack happens from they don't know where exactly. In the second issue, they're still trying to get to each other, but they've got a bit more of a headway. And we find out that there's also this agency that's trying to go after Sweet Pea's father to figure out what's going on. Because at the end, we see that there's something different about him, and we're not sure exactly what it is. And we go from there. And we deal with a lot of trauma. And in that first issue, there was the trauma of the mother and the father, of the father and his daughter, but it also had the trauma of her best friend and what she was going through, being catatonic, and in this catatonic state from this attack and not knowing what's going on, seeing people die and seeing like a bustle of children die, it puts her in that state, in this shell. I felt that in every page, and as I was talking to Aleem, it made it more and more critical. I was like on pins and needles, like she has to wake up, she has to wake up, she has to wake up. I was literally worried for them, which is how I knew this was getting to me. In this issue, we find that they're still trying to get to each other, but now there's a new party that's involved that's chasing after them, these agents. And as Sweet Pea is being robbed of her dog because someone wants her dog, these agents come up and they're like, we have to get her in order to get him. And we go from there. There's also some other worldly things as well, where we find out more about him and what he can do. Again, pulse pounding. We went from this incredibly traumatic event, now it's the aftermath of the trauma. Can they get to each other in time? Can he save her? Can he save Sweet Pea in time? What is Sweet Pea going to do? Sweet Pea is not a damsel in distress, but she's a little girl trying to figure out what the hell is going on, where this attack came from. Any comic that grabs me and that has a chokehold on me like that, I love, because if I'm worried about your characters right off the bat like that, yes, especially it's a young black girl, I already want to protect her. I already want to fight these guys off. I want to, stop these agents from taking her. But then I'm like but then I'm looking at her father and I'm like, what's going on with him? Where's he at? There's so much going on, so much worry that you have. You go, yeah, I really care about these characters. I need them to get together. You want to see that. So yes, I'm not gonna say anymore, but go and check out when it comes out. It hasn't been released yet. The Diary of Sweet Pea, Sons of Adam. That's the second issue from it. So go check out the first issue. You can definitely pick that up now. Go check it out. Then when the second issue comes out, go, because that first issue is going to grab you, because you're going to be so worried about these people. And folks, that's it for the reviews. There were a lot there, right? That was a good mix. So we're going to take a breather for a minute because there was a lot going on. So we're going to take a breather for a minute. We're going to hear from Zuina M. Chalet and Z Luna and her incredible murals. Sorry, the music from that. Zuina picked up some incredible music because that music makes me, every time I hear it, I go, I definitely should be walking through the park in the fall with all the dry leaves on the ground, drinking a hot beverage, taking my scarf, doing like this. But not no pumpkin spice because I ain't basic. I'm very complex with my big, bald, shaved head. So it's Friday, folks. You know what that means. Wellness Check Friday. How are you doing? Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? Did you take your medicine? Whether it's for a physical or mental ailment, I want you to be the best you that you can be. Did you eat? Did you drink water? I know it's tough out there. I know this time of year it gets to be difficult because we don't get a lot of sunshine, so we begin to have those horrible feelings, those bad feelings. I know. And it gets close to the holidays, which also does it. Family time and missing people. And I know that. But I want you to know that there are people out there who love you and that want to talk to you. And if you don't feel right going to them, there are plenty of trained professionals who have trained for years, gone to school, so they could help you. They can help you to feel better and help you to be the best you that you can be. That's important. So my self-care tip this week is going to actually tie into the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is where's my plate comfort food. Yes, I eat. Yes, I eat a lot. I do. Um, this time of year, I start getting into comfort food. I sometimes overindulge. My favorite comfort food is sweet potato pie. If you come to my house with a pumpkin pie, I will alert the authorities. I will get a crossbow. I will set out sticker bushes so they can stick all in your legs, prickly things for you to step on. I will take your shoelaces. I will take all of your knives, forks, and spoons, and I will just leave plastic sporks in your utensils drawer. I will take all the handles off of your coffee mugs. I will feel very hurt by what you just did. But sweet potato pie does it for me. Either sweet potato pie with whipped cream, sweet potato pie with vanilla ice cream. That's it. I'm good. The one place I have not had sweet potato pie yet is Melba's. I keep seeing it on the menu every time I order it. They are out. Now I've had sweet potato there, like actual sweet potatoes, which was phenomenal. Loved it. It was definitely, I had that with mac and cheese and a turkey meatloaf. And it was on Juneteenth. That was the blackest thing I have ever eaten. There's a joke there too, but I'm not going to say it. Paradise. So yeah, that's my thing. So my goal for this winter, actually for autumn, winter, I don't think I'm going to go out very much. I'll be honest with you. I think for this autumn, my goal is to Melba's sweet potato pie. That is my goal. It's so much of a goal that I'm giving you the Obama hyphen Bill Clinton thumb point with the ring. I don't know. So yeah, that's my goal. That having a great day in New York, getting some comics, going to Harlem, sitting at a table, having a great meal, a sumptuous meal, and having that sweet potato pie. I've been wanting that for the longest time, but every time I go to order it, it's never in stock. I'm always upset. I need to find a day, or maybe I'll just order it one day. Go pick it up while I'm in New York and eat it right outside. I don't know, but that's my goal. There it is. So that's been today's show. Let me just, from my bleak perspective, I want to say three things, and I'm going to not really dilly dally on them very much because you have things to do. It's Friday. You have to go do laundry or pick up your little ones. You have to tie your shoelaces, the ones that I haven't taken. You've got a lot of stuff to do. But I want to say these three things for you, but I'm going to say them in a way where I want you to think about them. Okay, not just if something gets you angry, I totally understand. But I want you to think about these things that I'm about to say because they're meant in a serious way. Three things. Okay. I've talked about this before. I'm going to continue to talk about it because, as I said earlier, I think it's like this device that's in our heads now. With social media is a tool. It can also be a great way to meet people with similar interests and family members you haven't seen in years. That's great. It's lovely. But don't get overrun by it. It's a tool. And because of us being programmed, I feel like now with this mnemonic device, well, we got to check our Instagram, we got to check our Facebook, we got to check our Twitch, we got to check all of them. There's a bunch of them. I know there's a bunch of them now. You have to check your new texting, whatever it is. Yeah. Likes and shares are the new currency. Talked about this with Keith Cross a couple weeks ago, how sometimes the likes and shares, because of this new generation that are coming up, and even some people that are my age, the likes and shares become the currency, and that's how you feel like that's your self-worth. Don't. Do what you're doing because you enjoy doing it. Use it as a tool. Use social media as a tool for whatever you're going to do, whatever you're promoting, what have you. But don't let it stifle you creatively. I saw a post the other day where somebody was like, "Oh, my reels are only getting 200 views." That's still good. That's still great. That's 200 people that saw you. The whole world's not going to see you. Calm down. But it's okay because 200 saw you. That's great. It's 200 more than somebody else got. So don't let that become so boggling. I'm like, that's crazy that you would think that. Don't. And I'm sure that post was to talk about that, but also to help get engagement. So then more people would look at it. So then more people will look at it, and it's just this daisy chain of whatever. But don't let it become the beginning and the end all for you. Don't. Your worth is far more than clicks and likes and shares. If you get them and it helps you to elevate in whatever you're trying to do, great, awesome. I'm here for that. I support you in that. Great. But don't let it bog you down where you feel like you're not worthy of anything. Don't do that. Please don't. Okay. Next, stop hate watching and stop hate reading things and stop hate playing games. Just stop hate taking in content. Just stop. I see people who will watch stuff that they hate and they'll talk about it and hate it and review it as they hate it. And it's like, well, oh, I hate this show. I don't know why. But then tell you to watch it and then complain that the show is still going on because you're watching it and you're hating on it and this. But then you'll complain when the thing that you like gets canceled. If you had talked about the thing that you liked as much as the thing that you hated, the thing that you liked would still be on, you'd be much more enjoyable. But I think that's just because in this day and age now, it's more people would rather hear you hate on something than hear that you say, hey, I like this. They'd rather hear you be a jerk and an ass about something more than they'd rather hear you say, oh, hey, I like this because of this. I thought this was really great. It made me feel good. Stop. Doesn't make any sense. Because then you complain that the show is still going on. You complain that the comic is still going on. You complain about whatever is still going. If you would stop talking about it, it wouldn't be there. Now, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs, obviously, unless you're a total piece of garbage, problematic, racist, queerphobic, transphobic, misogynistic, misogynoirs, whatever it is, those piles of crap. But if you stop just watching or reading or playing, you don't have to deal with it at all. You can go on about your day. But instead, you'd rather do that. Same thing with celebrities. Y'all were mad at this couple because of whatever that was going on, she was saying a whole bunch of stuff that had been in a relationship, but it had been said before, and it was I couldn't give a crap. Stop. Stop. If you don't like something, you can just stop and just not read, not watch, not look, not interact at all, not acknowledge. You don't have to acknowledge it. It's not Roman Reigns. Some of you will get that joke, some of you won't. I don't care. The joke was more for me. I really don't care. But yeah, stop doing that. Stop. Watch or read something that you enjoy. Or if you're going to hate watch it on your couch, bundled up, eating a hot dog or a cinnamon bun. I don't know why I said hot dog or cinnamon bun in particular. I don't know why. Nathan's, possibly. Sabret, all beef. Cinnabon, I would say cinnamon rolls. Or Entenmann's. Oh, Entenmann's. Wonderful. But yeah, do that instead. And don't talk or tweet. I just don't. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I just have a different mindset. I don't know, what have you. And the next one is, what do you bring to the table? Isn't necessarily a bad thing. Let me explain. We both do it, men and women. I cannot speak for non-gender conforming people because I don't see any problematic behavior coming out of their aside. Well, actually, Ezra Miller taken up for everybody, regardless of gender. That guy's, I mean, that person is just, sheesh, what the hell. Anyway, but I don't see that coming out of their camp. It's men and women who are, what you bring to the table. Here's the thing about what you bring to the table. If I'm wondering, I wonder what this person brings to the table to me, I'm not thinking financial. I'm thinking mentally and emotionally. Do you support me? Do you care about me? Do you love me? Can you make my day better? Can you be that person that I can go to? Can you be my emergency contact? Hugely important thing. Can you be my emergency contact? Can you? Wondering what someone brings to the table isn't a bad thing because you're wondering how that person enriches your life in whatever way you in particular need, whether it's financial, whether it's sexual, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's structural, I don't know, whatever. But it's not a bad thing to wonder how this person is going to enrich my life. Are you worth bringing into my life, into my space where you'll make things better? Both camps have done it. Okay. Women have done it to a point of, well, I wonder what does he bring to the table? Does he have money? Is he financially secure? Is he mentally ready there? Is he monogamous? Will he cheat? Will he be there for me? Women have done that for forever long. Men do it also. It's just that you got these idiots who say, "Oh, what you bring to the table," and the way they're saying it is in a very dumb way, because it's not just what you say, but it's how you say it. So if I'm on a date with someone and we're talking and I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, what does she bring to the table for me that's going to make my life better? Will she be there for me? Will she support me in this move, in this move? Will she be there for me there? Will she listen? Will she be different than the women that I've dated? That's also an accountability thing because I know I've picked some of the worst people to be in relationships with. The worst. If you're listening to this right now, some of you have been the worst. I don't know what to tell you. But at a certain point, I realized it was me. I was attracting you somehow because I kept attracting you. So I had to start thinking differently. And one of the things I started thinking differently is, what does this person bring to me? How are you going to enrich my life? Truly enrich my life. I think it's okay to think that. Because it's like, oh, well, what, because you know what I mean? It's okay to think that in a mature way. A mature person will think, how does this person add to my life? Because if you're just dating anybody, you're not thinking how does this person adds to your life to make it better, to make it, and you just think, oh, they cute, oh, they got money, they this, they that. In the long run, that's not really going to help you in any way, shape, or form. It's not. So yeah. That's not a bad thing to say that, or more to think it. I would say I would think it, not say it. I would think, how is this person going to enrich my life? How is this person going to make me feel even better? How is this person going to make me love today more than I already love it, or make that day better than what it was? But that's just my opinion. What do I know? But you know what? Let me know. You tell me. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you like what I said? Do you not like what I said? Are you ambivalent? Are you empathic? If you are, you already know what I'm thinking. Exactly. So we go from there. So that's the show, folks. I want you to have a very good rest of your day. Enjoy it. Thank you for listening, for watching, for everything. I truly appreciate it, because there are so many other shows out there that you could be listening to, what have you, or people who are not dropping things every 5 seconds and that have facial hair, but you chose to listen and watch me, and I truly appreciate it. I want you to have a very great day. Enjoy it. Get some sweet potato pie. I'm going to. ShopRite actually has great sweet potato pie. Little known fact. ShopRite has great pie. I might go over there because I really need to eat some pie. On that note, you all have a very good one. Bye.